he was whispering in my ear and saying, Matt, there's a sister that she doesn't know about. There's a sister. That's what he was telling me. And I'm like, what do you mean?
Her and her brother found a birth certificate hidden in a closet. That's how they found out.
Oh my God, that's crazy. Hi, Christina, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, where are you guys from?
Sherwood, Arkansas.
Oh my God, well, first of all, I'm so glad that you're all here.
Thank you.
First of all, when I'm connecting, your dad passed?
I never really knew my dad.
Okay, that soul is here. Even if you don't know them, they still know you. Is there Ed or Fred that departed?
Oh, that's my dad's name, Fred.
Shut the hell up. Listen, I love how people don't know their loved ones. Are you shitting me tonight? And you're saying you don't know who it is, and he just whispered in my ear, say Fred.
Oh, Lord.
If that's your dad, know that he's here.
Okay.
Because listen, you got to understand the way that your loved ones work. Even though that you might not want to connect with them or speak to them, they don't give a shit. Anybody who's here will come through and speak. And he was whispering, say Fred, say Fred. He actually just said to me that he goes, Matt, he goes, I was not a good person here in this world. He goes, my daughter won't even believe that I'm in heaven. She can't believe I'm coming through right now.
No, I can't believe it.
I don't want to upset you, but I got to tell you what he's telling me. I'm seeing multiple wives that are here. So did he have relationships with multiple women at once? Or did he have multiple families here in this world you know of?
I think he cheated around my mom a lot during the time he was in the Navy.
Okay. He's bringing this through when I'm connecting. And he's showing me, he goes, Matt, he goes, these are some of the things that I wasn't proud of. Mm-hmm. He goes, because you know, as crazy as it is, and as much as he lied and he cheated and he did all these things here in the physical world, he says to me, Matt, I want to let my daughter know that I'm sorry for not being there. He actually wants to thank you for the way that you went and tried to have a connection with him here in this world.
I did it one time and I got ground. Yes,
I
did.
And you got what? You got ground?
I took his granddaughter to meet him, and I did try to connect to him, and so did my brother. But he was still living with this one woman raising her kids, and I always resented him because of that.
I don't know how to tell this to you, all right? But I think that you have a brother or a sister that you don't know about.
I do have a sister that was adopted.
Okay, that's gonna be what it is, because he's bringing this up when I'm connecting.
Yes, it was his fault that the child got adopted. It was my mom and his first child, and he did not want to be a daddy. He did not want to keep the baby.
So that child was adopted out?
Yes.
Okay, this is why I always tell you everything, okay? Despite whether it's something that, you know, was hush-hush in the family, now I got to say it.
Yes, it was hush-hush.
He was showing me that a child's being given away, and he was showing me that you have another child, you have a relative in another part of the world that was his.
Yes.
And he's actually telling me that you will find out that sister if you haven't already. I'm seeing Ancestry.com. I'm seeing DNA here. So wherever that child is trying to find you, is trying to find you.
Okay, well, I'll try to find her. She was adopted and taken to California.
Well, I'll tell you this, that I see this person on Ancestry.
Yeah.
It's either Ancestry or 23andMe. That's what they're showing me. This is the reason why your dad is actually coming through right now. He's kept saying to me, Matt, I made a mistake. And when I was talking about him having different families, I thought that was the reason why. It's not that he had different families. It was the fact that he had that child that was adopted.
Yes.
And he was telling me,
he felt bad about it.
I didn't know that you knew about this, because he was saying to me, Matt, there's a sister that she doesn't know about. There's a sister. That's what he was telling me. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he kept showing me this other family.
I didn't know about it until I was in my teens.
Her and her brother found a birth certificate hidden in a closet. That's how they found out.
Oh my God, that's crazy. But what I will tell you is that I know she is trying to find you. And that's why your dad's coming through today. It's not a message about him, even though he is sorry for what he had done. Because when your loved ones go to the other side, if there was unfinished business and your dad had unfinished business here in this world that they didn't get to do, something that they didn't get to make right on the other side, they will step forward and they will try to make it right. And he said to me, Matt, you need to let her know her sister's searching for her. Her sister's searching for her.
Okay, thank you.
So when I say searching for you, your sister doesn't know that you're alive. You know, she doesn't know that she has another sister, but she does know she doesn't have family. And I do know that her biological parents had passed. One of them is what I'm seeing. So she's looking to connect with you. And I think you're going to actually find her through, not her, but I think through her daughter, because your dad showed me these visions. That's pretty crazy.
Okay, thank you so much.
Well, wait a minute, I'm not done yet. Hold on. Why don't rush me? Don't rush me off.
Oh, no,
please don't go.
Jesus. Oh, I also have another soul that's here that's also stepping forward. Okay. And there's also a young male that's here.
We've lost a few. We lost a friend named Rand, and An ex, he went by Jesse.
Did he have the addiction issues here in this world before his departure?
Yes.
That was your ex, correct?
Mm-hmm.
He's here because he was coming through and he's going to me, Matt, I need to speak to. I need to speak to. And I got to tell you something, when I'm connecting with him, he was a terror here in this world.
Yes.
Like when I'm speaking to him, there's a lot to this message. Because he's coming through and he's connecting with me. And the first thing I got to tell you, he goes, tell her that I'm sorry. He goes, I made a mistake. And the biggest mistake of his life that he had, he said, was ever throwing away the relationship that he had with you.
Oh.
You know, he says that he wants to thank you for trying to make him a better person here in this world. But I got to tell you something. He's showing me this addiction issue came in between everything in his life. He shows me that it wasn't just you that he lost out on. He shows me he lost out on his friends. He lost out on his family members. He shows me all of these things that he struggled with here in this world because of his addiction.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Do you know if he was on life support when he died?
Yeah, he was on events.
He shows me the respirator when I'm connecting with him. He goes, Matt, this is how my life had ended. He goes, and it was my own fault because he says, I never took care of my body.
No.
He said that.
He never
He
did.
says that. Listen, when your loved ones come through in spirit, they're here to tell the truth. But I feel like I'm on Judge Judy. They're here to tell the truth, and nothing but the truth, all right? He says to me, he goes, Matt, can you believe this is how I ended up? And he showed me the visions of him in the bed, and I see the respirator on him. And he says to me, you know, the one thing is that God gave him a second chance at life. He could have cleaned up his life. He could have done better. He says, but instead, he says, I kept going back to the drugs because he's acknowledging that. He says, and he wants to let you all know that he's sorry for the way that he left this world. And more importantly, he says to me that what he's coming through with on the other side in heaven, he goes, Matt, he goes, I've changed my ways. He says, I realized that my life, he says, was a waste here in the physical world. He says, because I had so many people that loved and cared about me. He says, but I pulled away from them. And he goes, for that, I am sorry. Know that he's watching over you from the other side. And this is his way of letting you know, thank you for everything that you did for him. Letting you know that he's okay. He is with you. And then more importantly, he is safe and at peace.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to leave you with that.